Taurus, it's Amanda here with your March 2019 RuneScope. This month, in conjunction with our runes, I will be using the Pagan Tarot. This deck is by Gina Pace, Luca Raimondo, and Cristiano Spadoni. Then as always, after this video, be sure to join me for part 2 of your March reading over on Vimeo. I will be pulling and interpreting one card from the Fairy reading for your spiritual guidance for the month. It's totally gonna pull the energy from whatever we get here and kind of sum it up, give you the best advice for how to handle all of it. It's kind of like if you remember one thing, remember this. Things come up over there too that don't come up here in this video almost every time. So definitely check that out. Just click or tap the arrow beneath the video to open the box down there. And that's where the link is. Of course, all your 2019 readings are still up over there too if you haven't checked those out yet. But for March 2019 for Taurus, what are you guys doing? Taurus, March 2019. Which runes want to talk to my Taurians? Aha! Okay. As always, Taurus, keep in mind this is not a private reading. It's a general or free sample reading, if you will, for thousands of people. So, as such, not all of these messages can or will apply to you. Some are going to be for the other Tauruses that are watching, or the majority, but you may not be one of the majority that I'm picking up on. So definitely check out the video for your rising sign as well. That will give you more general information. But yeah, if you're looking for specifics, people, answers, you know, I give as many as I can in this, but there's just no possible way for me to get the succinct answer to everyone's questions. Some of you, I won't even get the questions. But yeah, if you would like me to, just drop me a line at my email address. It's here in the video and below. We can set up a private session on Skype and I can take a look at your specific circumstances and get some answers for you. But in general, Taurus, your challenge or focus for March. We have the Six of Chalices, Six of Cups. So something to do with the past, childhood, rose-colored glasses, nostalgia. So yeah, as a challenge, this could be well, if you want children, the first thing that's coming up is this could be challenges with having children, getting pregnant, maybe connected to the past or maybe connected to the family history. Maybe there's something that runs in the family that's preventing that from happening or preventing you from getting someone pregnant if you're male. Yeah, it could be like a family condition that's been passed on or disorder, disease, all that fun stuff that we get handed down from our relatives that could be preventing you from, yeah, starting a family, getting pregnant or having children or adopting children. It could be that as well. But yeah, maybe something happened in the past that's still on your record or on your partner's record or something, and they won't let you adopt a child or something of that nature. Now, for others of you, it doesn't have anything to do with children. It has to do with this coming up as the challenge. Your challenge would be to look to the past and not just see the good things about something. A relationship, a person, your parents, your childhood. It wasn't all, because when this comes up, it's like you're looking back, you're thinking back on something, but you're only remembering the good things. You're not remembering maybe why you broke up with someone or why your childhood was actually pretty difficult, or you or someone else could be doing this. Maybe someone else is doing this, Taurus, and maybe it's a sibling or something, and you're like, what, you know? It's interesting when you have siblings and you sometimes talk about shared experiences from childhood, and like you may remember it one way, but your sibling will have the complete opposite memory of it, or they don't remember it at all. Maybe, you know, maybe they say they weren't even there. Memory is a tricky thing. It really is, because, and I've experienced that myself in my own life. That, you know, and you get to the point where you're like, well, did that really happen? Or was I, you know, because we start questioning things. But yeah, I think for most of you, this is just, for some of you, maybe it was something that was really good. It was very much a good time of your life. And it's coming up as your challenge because you're remembering it and longing for it. It's like, man, you know, we all have those days where it's like, man, I just wish I could be a kid again on summer vacation and not have to pay bills and worry about all this grown-up stuff. I have that a lot. I think everybody does, right? But yeah, or I wish I could go back to that time, or I wish I could fall in love again like that. You know, maybe you're not longing for a relationship, but longing for that feeling again, right? Or longing for those circumstances again. And you may be getting kind of lost in that, or maybe thinking about it in comparison with now, which is a different time, is just really kind of wreaking some havoc on you here, Taurus. Those of you that this is, like, if you have broken up with someone recently, or there's been, you know, doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic partner. Maybe you had an argument with a friend and you're not speaking, or anybody that you're feeling kind of separated from, you may be, yeah, just remembering the good things. Think about the bad things too. Think about why you're not speaking. Think about why you broke up, and put some perspective on it. You know, don't do that to yourself. You know, we all go through times that are not as great. You know, life is a series of ups. It's very roller coaster like, right? So, you know, you may be going through one of the times that's not that exciting, or it's just not as easy. Maybe things feel a lot harder than they used to, or one particular area of life seems to be, you know, more challenged right now. It wouldn't surprise me. We do have Mercury retrograde in March, Taurus. Yay, didn't we miss it? So, I mean, again, though, it's a temporary energy. It's 3 weeks. See if you're not feeling better after Mercury goes direct, which I think is the end of March. But let's move on and see if we got more information about this. In the present energy, so into February, into early March-ish, we've got the Two of Swords. So this is a block here, Taurus. There's something you're not seeing because you either are refusing to look at it, or you don't want to look at it, or you're also being very guarded because you don't want to repeat the same mistake, or you're not looking at the fact that this would be repeating the same mistake, or someone else is doing that. And you're trying to tell them, you know what? Why do you keep repeating the same lesson over and over again? But yeah, need implies, this implies like failing on some level, or you're feeling like you have failed to see something. Maybe it was this relationship, Taurus, for some of you. I thought this person was the perfect person, but I failed to see that they were really hiding things, or a wolf in sheep's clothing, or, you know, they really kind of got one over on me. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic. Maybe it's a friend, a coworker, a family member, someone that you trusted, right? And I thought they were so great, and I never thought they would do this. And then, but for some of you, this seems to be, if it's not someone else's repeated pattern, you may be feeling like, why do I keep choosing the same kind of person? Why do I keep falling for the same thing? Why do I keep seeing it or too late, or not seeing it at all? Because I think the Two of Swords may be your answer here for some of you. It's like you ignore the red flags, some of you. You know, and circumstances vary from person to person. It really depends on what our circumstances are. You know, but like, for instance, if it's, again, doesn't have to be in a romantic sense, although with the cups, it's normally more emotional, but I'm talking to a lot of people here, so it could definitely run the gamut. But for instance, like if you need a job really badly, yeah, there may be red flags like, oh, this feels kind of sketchy, and I don't know if they're telling me the truth, and da-da-da-da-da, but hey, some money coming in is better than no money. Like if you're unemployed and like you really need a job, you know, you got to kind of gauge it by your circumstances, right? It's like anything's better than nothing. So yeah, I see the red flags, but what am I really supposed to do about it right now? So yeah, you have to kind of look at it from your particular set of circumstances. Again, not everybody's life is the same, but there is something here with whatever the area of life this is, whether it's relationships, trusting just the wrong people, trusting family members. Maybe they keep kind of drawing you back in after you kind of break away. And it's like, there's something maybe you don't want to look at, or you're not noticing the red flags because you're just like, I'm not going to look at that and just hope it turns out better this time. But the red flags are there to help you if you can. It's like they're trying to save you from going through all of this again. So this could be going on in the present. Maybe there are red flags surfacing right now, or, you know, it's already happened. Something has already failed or ended. And you, again, are just like, what is the blockage? How can I eliminate this or alleviate it? And stop falling for the same thing and repeating the same lesson. The help that's going to be available in March, we've got Temperance in the reverse. And here's what it looks like in the upright. So this is about extremes, going to extremes. In the upright, Temperance is all about moderation and patience and controlling our temper, controlling our emotions. But in the reverse, this is saying it's going to help you, Taurus, to kind of unleash. And that's going to lead you to a new beginning. I feel like many of you may be talking to someone, a professional. And maybe you're going to be talking to a therapist. You're going to be going to see somebody about and kind of it's like you're unloading yourself, you're unburdening yourself, like all of these things, and you're going to get some tools. I think there's going to be a breakthrough because you've got Canis here. So yeah, there could be a wonderful breakthrough, a new beginning for you. This could be somebody who helps you figure this out. So yeah, if you are experiencing some kind of emotional block, Taurus, in March, or trying to figure out what this pattern is so you can break it, I do feel like many of you, there's going to be somebody who could help you with that, give you some tools to work on this. Others of you, I think this is, if you're angry at someone, if this is somebody from the past, maybe you're just like, again, I'm looking through those rose-colored glasses, but this failed, this person betrayed me, I don't want to go through that again. Am I being stupid here? See, this isn't a reality. You could just be wondering, like, am I going to repeat this same thing? You need to express your true emotions, Taurus, and you don't do that very often. You guys are very stoic and are kind of known for not really being overly touchy-feely emotional beings, you know. I'm not saying you never do, but you don't wear your heart on your sleeve generally. So I think this is a month where you should, whatever your heart is telling you to do, whether it's anger, if it's extreme love or extreme lust, whatever it is, you need to express that in some way. Others of you, I think, are going to express this creatively in some way. For many of you, some of these lessons have been because you're supposed to do something with it creatively. So if you're a writer or a painter or an actor or a musician or, you know, anything like that, a painter. Did I say that? I don't know. If not, I said it again. But yeah, you're supposed to use this pain. The worst pain creates the most brilliant art. It's the way it's always been, the way it's always going to be. So that's why when you read about some of the great artists, their lives were really like pretty cray, right? Like they had problems. Almost all of them had addictions or crazy love lives, or, you know, a lot of them had like emotional or mental issues that they didn't have the treatments for back then. So extremes are your help in March. Going to extremes. leads to a breakthrough. Also, for some of you, I think you just need to get it out. Others of you, if you really love somebody and maybe you never told them, March is the time to do it, because there could be a rekindling for some of you. And, you know, you're at least thinking about it. But if you really love somebody, you have to tell them, Taurus. It's only going to help you in the month of March. For some of you, maybe you're sorry. Maybe this is somebody, maybe you're the one who kind of, you know, screwed things up, and now you're thinking back and missing someone, and it's like, you know what, I should reach out and just kind of let them know how I was feeling, or how I feel about them, what I really think of them. And I think you'll get a very positive response, maybe even a new beginning there, Taurus. Now, what must be accepted? We got the 3 of Wands in reverse. So in March, for some of you, this is totally different from this. This is, something's not quite ready to launch as far as work goes. There may be, like you got to go back and repeat and fix a project. Again, with the Mercury retrograde, maybe things get delayed. Things are miscommunicated. Instructions are miscommunicated. What someone wants is miscommunicated. And we got to kind of clean up messes, put out fires, that sort of thing. So there could be a going back to the drawing board at some point here in March. And there also could be somebody you were trying to collaborate with, especially if you own your own business, that you were trying to work with, or a client that you took on that you may be just like, I have to let go. For some of you, maybe this is the person that's like, oh, you're angry, but you're just going to be like, you know what? I think you would be happier going off and working with somebody else. I think we would both be happier if you went and found someone else to take on your account, or what have you. So, yeah, there could be at work some issues that are getting you upset. The thing is, though, with the 3 of Rods in reverse, when you go back and fix something, it ends up being better than it ever could have been, because you're gonna see things or catch things that you wouldn't have caught the first time around, or you're just gonna maybe even totally brainstorm a new idea, because again, breakthrough, a creative breakthrough too. So this could be a creative breakthrough here at work, Taurus. Especially those of you that are working on something that is like a marketing account, or something that is a callback to nostalgia, or a project that has to do with the past or history or any of that sort of thing. Maybe more research needs to be done on that time frame, or whatever it is you're trying to capture. I feel like some of you are trying to capture or bottle an era or a feeling or something from the past in the present in your work. And that's a very specific message that is certainly not going to apply to all of you. Not sure who I was connecting with there. Please do post up in the comments if that was you. But there's going to be a going back to the drawing board, but just know when that happens, and this may be just like I'm feeling a block, like I feel like I can't give this person what they want, or I don't understand what they want. I'm gonna have to do more research on it. For others of you, maybe they're asking the impossible, and you're just gonna have to be like, you know, I'm just not getting this. I'm just not maybe the right person for this. Maybe you need to find somebody else to do this, because maybe they're very demanding or rude, or others of you may be hearing that someone doesn't think you're quite experienced enough for a position, or to go for a promotion, or for a job, unfortunately, in March. Not the best time to start a new job or be looking for a job anyway when Mercury's retrograde. It's really advised that if you can, you don't sign contracts or start new things with Mercury retrograde, because they have a tendency to not last very long or fall through. Or you get caught in something that you can't easily get out of because there's fine print in the contracts. And I can attest to this myself. Anything I have ever started during a Mercury retrograde has never worked out at all, or in my favor. It really hasn't. Not big things anyway. Smaller little things. Sometimes even the smaller little things, like purchasing an electronic thing. Sometimes when one breaks and you have to get another one during a Mercury retrograde, that's like a common thing because it causes electronics to break. Well, then you have to replace it, right? Well, then the one I would get to replace it was crap too, and would break like, you know, like a few months later. So just an example. I don't just kind of throw that stuff around willy-nilly. I really have had experiences with that. But the outcome for you, Taurus, in March, you got the 10 of Rods. So this is, you got a lot to do. You may be feeling a little burdened, like there are not enough hours in the day. Like you're really, you may be working long hours, taking on more hours in March. Maybe for some of you to work on this project again. You're going to start working more from your intuition though. Again, this breakthrough comes and it seems like you really kind of get in touch with the intuitive side, the intuitive way to kind of tackle this or get there or capture whatever this is. You've got a lot to do in March. But I feel like, again, by the end of the month, you're going to be happy that you had to go back and kind of redo whatever you had to redo, because you're going to really get praise for this. Like when this is finished, when it is done, or when it is complete, whatever maybe this is that you were turned down for, or they said you're not quite ready, adding this to your resume is actually going to look very, very good. Also, I want to mention those of you that are kind of sending resumes out, I mean, you know, and looking for work. Again, we can't control the skies. We can't always put it on hold. If Mercury's retrograde looking for work, you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, those of you that are sending things out, be aware of who you're putting on your contacts list or your references list, because there may be somebody that you think that you can count on or trust, but maybe they're blocking you. So yeah, really kind of take a look at your resume, because I was really seeing when I was looking at this resumes, and maybe not all the projects, maybe also, especially if you are going to be graduating, and this is like an internship or projects that you worked on. Maybe you are graduating in May and you're going ahead and sending out your resume and things. Not all of them should go on there, or not all of those internships or projects you worked on should go on there, because I feel like somebody won't be giving you a good reference, whether that's true or not. You know, they may, they may tell them that you did shoddy work and they shouldn't hire you, and you may find out about this. Because again, things unseen, things you're not seeing are maybe what's causing failure. So take a look at that references list there, Taurus, and make sure that you can fully trust everybody on there. Because I feel like somebody maybe, especially with work and any new opportunities you're trying to get, and even in, like, if you're trying to get a promotion within the company, maybe one of your coworkers is like, you know, or you're a former supervisor or your current supervisor, maybe they're like trying to selfishly block you, keep you for themselves. They don't want to see you advance, because then who's going to help them, right? Then they got to replace you with somebody. So I think March is kind of an information gathering month. Kind of watch and wait, Taurus, and see what comes out in the wash, because I think you're going to get a lot of information, because by the end of the month, it's like things are starting to click again. Things are really moving quickly. You got a lot to do, but you have more knowledge than you start the month with, for sure. And you're also learning about your intuition. Maybe those of you that haven't really, you have trouble trusting it, because you can't, it's not something you can see, feel, taste, or touch. And you earth signs like to be able to have something tangible before you'll believe it. Intuition doesn't work that way. None of this stuff works that way. So, but I think you're learning about it. March is going to be a month that by the end, you're going to be like, okay, it's actually kind of an experiment, because these red flags that keep happening, that is the key. Again, breakthrough. Whenever that happens again, I'm gonna know I can't trust that person. It's a sign from the universe saying, hey, stop. Don't tell them anymore. Don't share anything more with them. You don't want to be with that person, because they're either fake, false, or there's a facade or an illusion, or they're not being honest with you. So that's what I see here, Taurus, in March. Join me over on Vimeo. I'm gonna shuffle the fairy ring. I wanna see what advice they have for you for how to kind of take all of this, and what best advice they can give you about handling all of this and the different scenarios we talked about, and probably some new ones. They always do pop up with some new ones that we didn't talk about here over there. So that link is below. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you back here next time.